people who are suffering, and you know about them, and many of you have been suffering. And so the reason we do this is to help them. We have to keep our focus on the people who are actually suffering. That's why we're here. And number two, then Kevin, you said sustainable change, paraphrasing, sustainable change comes best from local initiatives. Okay, so the local people actually get on board and do something. And a lot of what we talk about is how do we tap into larger bodies. But in the end, if people on the ground don't do the work themselves, sustainable long-term change won't happen. And so that's why we want to encourage you to continue to do this work. And as Chloe was talking about some of the training she does, CSW has a motto, a voice for the voiceless. But I think the training she does, and some of the training that I've been doing, and my colleague is we're helping the voices find their own voice. Because often people have a voice, they just haven't had a platform from which to speak it. And that's what we want to do. So, I am a changeologist. I believe in positive change. I believe that we can make the world a better place. And so I use that title for myself. I'm a changeologist. And I think many of you are also changeologists. Just a quick framework so that we know what we're working on. The Pew Research Center has worked on a way of measuring restrictions on freedom of religion or belief. Many of you have seen this chart. And they have two axes. One is social hostilities. That's when the society is hostile towards religious groups, individuals, or non-believers. Or when the government is doing the restriction. And some countries are here, high on government restrictions, but low on social hostility. Other countries are there, high on social hostility, low on government restrictions. But many countries, unfortunately, are here. They're in this area. And they have both. Okay? So what I want to talk about is how an initiative that I've been working on for the last, several years with a number of other colleagues to get other actors engaged than the traditional ones. Most of us here are part of the civil society actors, NGOs. We're used to us putting pressure on governments. So we have governments that we have governments who are, as I mentioned earlier, the duty bearers. They're the ones who are responsible for ensuring that the people